What up guys, how you guys doing? I'm Thales and we're back with another how to slice. In today's how to slice video, we're going to be checking out a awesome mask. So let's go to the video. So this is a really nice dragon helmet. As you can see right here, we got multiple parts, and in this video, we're going to be checking out the best print settings to print it. Before we start, I got some things to say to warn you if you're going to print this model. So as you can see right here, we got a lot of parts, and this is a multi-part model. So you need to print all of the parts, then afterwards join all of the parts to get a really nice end result. And as you can see right here, most of this model, it doesn't have the best surface of contact to the build plate right here. As you can see, this piece is quite tall and doesn't have the best surface of contact. This model too, all of these models right here, they doesn't have the best surface of contact right here. And it is really crucial in these parts that have really low contact to the build plate to add some brim and be really careful with bed adhesion. So make sure you dial down, make sure that you got a good brim and a good bed adhesion. Before we start, I'm just going to start off by saying that if you have some issues with bed adhesion, I do recommend always cleaning your build plate really well. Make sure that your printer is really well leveled, and feel free to add external adhesions such as glue stick. By having a really clean surface to print on, removing all of the oils and dust from your finger will increase a lot the bed adhesion. Also, making sure that your printer is really well leveled is going to guarantee a good first layer. And the first layer is the one that's going to hold your model down to the build plate. And with some glue stick, it's going to help a lot to hold your models down really well to the build plate. That's going to guarantee a good bed adhesion. This model needs a lot of brim. I would recommend to all of the models, feel free to add some brim. This is the one that wouldn't need brim, can be optional to this model, but I would recommend. The other ones are mandatory. It's really hard to print this model without use of brim. And we're going to be using a little bit of paint on support, or feel free to add automatic support, especially right here on this interior. As you can see right here, we can be adding a little bit of support to hold our model down and help with this short bridge that needs to fit some part. So all of the parts can be printed with the same print settings as I'm going to be showing you right now. So let's go to the print settings. So first off, all of the parts can be printed with a 0.2 millimeter layer height, so the standard value, because as you can see, this model is quite big. So at 0.2 millimeters, you're not going to be able to see those fine layers of print. So at 0.2 millimeters is perfect. As for vertical shells, we're going to be leaving at 3. This way, we're going to get a really rigid model so it does not break. We need a lot of strength in this model. As for infill, we're going to be increasing to 10% with a gyroid infill pattern. As for skirt and brim, it is mandatory. So let's add a 8 millimeter brim right here to the whole project. Feel free to add to all of the models. 8 millimeter brim is going to help a lot. As for support material, we're going to be generating support material on specific models that I'm going to be showing you right now. So hold this a second. And as for speed, feel free to print with your standard print speed, because printers vary, so the speed is going to vary. There's no fixed or right speed to print at. It's going to depend on each printer you have, but the slower the best. It's better to print slow one time than trying to print really fast and it failing multiple times. So guarantee stop wasting your filament with really fast prints. If you're going to change any of the standard value, always to slower values. Right here on small perimeters, you can be reducing this value, let's say 50 millimeters, just 10 millimeters less, just to get slower print speed, especially for this small perimeters right here that are going to help a lot. So print really slowly, really slowly. And the first layer right here, I have reduced from 30 millimeters to 20 millimeters. That's gonna help a lot with our first layer. And I have said before the importance of the first layer. All of the other layers are gonna go on top of this one, so guarantee a good first layer. That is fantastic. Now let's take a look at the support material. So as you can see, this model right here, it's got a overhang that doesn't need any support. This is a little bit concave. So to check out if we need support for this model, I'm gonna be showing you right now how to do it. So just import it to the build plates and slice. So by slicing, it's gonna show right here in blue bridge infill. Actually, bridge in blue, it's gonna show the bridge and the steep overhangs. So as you can see, we have sliced and there's no color showing. So this model doesn't need any brim, any support. It can be printed like this, and we have added some brim because it is crucial. So this model doesn't need any support material at all. Let's check out this one. So let's do the same thing. As you can see, we have sliced, and this model, it shows a little bit of a bridge right here. As this is concave, you can and it's the interior, it can leave some inconsistencies right here on the inside part of the helmet, but as this is the interior, no one's going to be able to see. As it closes down right here, it doesn't need any support, it's optional. So this model right here doesn't need any support, is optional. It's just gonna leave a little bit of scar in the interior, or it can leave no scars depending on the bridge and the calibrations of your printer. These models right here are a little bit more critical, that we're going to be adding a little bit of a brim, especially because as you can see in this interior part right here, this under part, there is this connection that's gonna glue into the other model, so it needs to be a good connection. So we're going to be adding some support material. I'm going to be doing to this model right here, and you can duplicate it for the other model. So you can just go over to paint on support. This is a highlight by overhang right here. As you can see, it's gonna show where they need support. This interior part, we're going to be painting some supports right here, as you can see. And we're going to be slicing just to show you how this support is going to look like, and if we need to add some support right here, if Prusa recommends us to add some support. First off, let's go to the print settings and change the support material configuration. Right here, we're going to be generating support, not auto-generated because we have painted, but right here, we're going to be selecting grid, as this is a flat part. If we need to add some support on the top part, we're going to be changing to organic right here, because the other part is curved. So for curved parts, you use organic. For flat parts, grid is best. So this is pretty good. On top interference layers, we can be reducing a little bit of too, just so it's easier to remove. This is quite nice. Feel free to use a profile that you may like. And now we are ready to slice. And this model is really crucial, so add a lot of brim. Feel free to increase. I set 8 millimeters. For this model, you can be adding a 10 millimeter just to guarantee with some glue stick. So as you can see, we have sliced, and as you can see right here, this clarifies to us that we do not need any support material right here, as I was showing before. Just this interior part that it's going to serve as a really good support, especially for our connections, to make sure that we do not need to sand it down. It's going to guarantee a good connection so we can glue. As you can see, this is fantastic right here. It's going to help a lot. and the brim, a really good brim, is gonna secure and hold our model to the build plate. So this is quite nice. As you can see, just this model right here that needs support in the interior. The other parts are quite fine. They look really nice. As you can see, brim is mandatory brim, because otherwise bed adhesion is really compromised on this model. So add a lot of brim and clean your build plates really well. Other than that, this model is quite easy to print due to print optimization that doesn't need support in our models. That is fantastic. So enjoy a lot this model. So the model is ready to print. Make sure to check out stlflix.com for more models like this one, and I'll see you in another one.
I hope you guys enjoy it. Those slicing videos are an initiative from STL Academy, which is the educational project from STLflix. So if you guys want to learn more about 3D printing, you could check our description and look at STL Academy courses. And don't forget, see you guys at the next slicing.